Hello neighbor, this is Curt with eTrailer. Today we're going to take a look at the Benton LittleShift single bike rack on our 2024 Subaru Forester. Now if you have any experience with this Benton bike rack or if you have questions about it, please leave it in the comments below. We'd love to take those questions and experiences to help our other neighbors make the best decision for themselves. Now, if you're the owner of a Subaru Forester, you likely bought this car because you got an adventurous side to you. And one of the most common adventures that people like to go on is cycling. Now, if that's the case, you've probably seen out there are larger bike racks that carry 2, 4, even hanging bike racks that carry up to 6. But there's going to be a lot of times if you're enthusiasts where you're just going out on your own and you want something where you can carry a single bike without it being really obtrusive at all. And that's where the LittleShift comes in very, very handy. It's a single bike carrier that only sticks out from the vehicle about as far as a 2, 4, or 6 bike carrier would folded up. So it's going to be really unobtrusive. It's going to hold your bike nicely with an 80-pound capacity, so even if you're somebody that likes to take out your e-bike, this is going to be able to hold it, whereas most single bike rack carriers out there really can't accommodate that kind of weight. We are going to be able to mount this on our carrier using either a wheel mount or a frame mount. You can change that up by simply taking this off, shifting it over to the frame, and putting it on as such. That way, if you have a bike with fenders on it, we have another place to mount it, or if you have a carbon fiber bike where you really don't want to strap anything to the frame itself, we can move it back over to the wheel mount. Each wheel is secured by this ratcheting strap here. It's got a rubber pad on it so it wouldn't do any damage to your tires, or your wheels rather. It can accommodate up to a 4-inch wide tire, and it'll accommodate up to a 50-inch maximum wheelbase. We've already seen what a minimal space this will take up with the bike on it. Let's take a look at it after we remove the bike. So we'll do that first by detaching our wheel. Then we'll detach our straps. You may have noticed that these wheel mounts are fixed. They don't slide back and forth like a lot of bike racks will. So you might wonder, how does it accommodate bikes with a shorter wheelbase, like you may want to take the kids' bike out, for instance? Well, the back wheel mount can rotate and articulate like this. So you could do it like this for shorter wheelbases, or like the one we just had on here, all the way out for a longer wheelbase. Another great feature of this bike rack is that it offers something else that no other bike rack that I've seen does, and that's this step mount right here. So you can use this if you have a roof box or anything like that, or a truck with a ladder rack on it. You can get up here, maneuver any cargo that you can reach from up here, load or unload on the roof rack if you need to. So it really kind of makes a really nice extra step tool in order to get those kind of things done. You can also, if you're careful, although it's a little bit rough, so it depends on what you're wearing, take a seat here, change your shoes, grab a nice icy cool drink of water after your ride, anything like that that you might want to use it for. You're also going to have clearance for the tailgate as well. So as long as it's empty, again, it doesn't have a tilt feature or a fold-up feature because it really doesn't need it. And this will give you full access into the back of your Forester. Now, you may be wondering what kind of clearance you have coming out of here. Well, if we're going from the bumper, this bike rack's going to only stick out about 18 inches from the bumper. Now, that actually means that if you had a 2-bike or a 4-bike rack in its folded up configuration, this is still about as far back as one of those would go. So as far as clearance goes, there really is no difference between those. Now this bike rack will fit into your 2x2-inch hitch, and the shank has a little bit of a rise up to it to give us some extra ground clearance. And the ground clearance that we're going to have at our furthest point is going to be right at 14 inches, which should be plenty even on a steep hill or a steep driveway. This doesn't really come out far enough on those steep inclines to really endanger you about as far as bottoming out goes. So all in all, if you're somebody that wants to have a bike rack that's unobtrusive, that you don't have to remove whenever you're not hauling a bike, or something that's really easy to just throw a bike on and keep all day until you get off work and take it straight to the trail, the Benton LittleShift is an excellent choice for any Subaru Forester. This is Curt with eTrailer. Thanks for stopping by.